Welcome to Purpose NIL. I'm James M. Rink. Today's theme is simple but powerful. Purpose creates results. Whether you're a CEO, a sales leader, an entrepreneur, or a college athlete, the question is the same. How do you build a career and a reputation that actually means something while still producing measurable success? Today, you'll hear two stories that answer that question from two very different worlds, but with the exact same strategy. First, you'll meet DuBose Ratchford, a business leader who represents what I call an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who operates inside an organization with the mindset of an entrepreneur, taking full responsibilities for their growth, their impact, and their trajectory. They don't wait for an opportunity, they create it from within the organization, and they do it to align their personal purpose with the company's mission. DuBose discovered her personal purpose and began aligning it with her company's mission, her team needs, and her customer success. The results wasn't just better performance, it was deeper engagement, stronger culture, and a clearer professional identity. She shows us what happens when an employee stops simply doing a job and starts living a purpose inside the business. Then we shift to a completely different arena, college sports. You'll hear from the University of Oklahoma football tight end John Locke, a student athlete, learning that purpose isn't just about personal achievement, it's about discipline, teamwork, and legacy. John is connecting his purpose to serving his team on the field while building his personal brand and preparing for a life after football, pursuing a future pathway into wealth management. Two different journeys, one shared principle. Purpose aligns personal ambition with team success. If you're a CEO, purpose helps you coach entrepreneurs who take ownership and drive culture forward. If you're self-employed or an entrepreneur, purpose becomes your competitive advantage. The clarity that guides decisions and attracts opportunities. If you're building your career, purpose becomes the compass that turns effort into direction. The future becomes bright the moment you begin to discover, define, and live your life's purpose. This is Purpose NIL. Stay with us. You are in a competition for customers, for talent, for trust, and now in the age of AI, competition for clarity. The leaders who will win the next decade, they'll be the ones leading technology with purpose. When you give your purpose to others and leverage it with AI, you amplify it. You gain real advantage of winning customers and talent. Most strategies aren't missing data, they're missing direction. At Purpose of You, everything is grounded in a simple formula. We use words of feelings plus action plus people to equal purpose. AI can take action. AI can analyze people as data, but AI does not have feelings. You do. That's your advantage. When you lead with feelings, you create real value. Feelings build trust. Feelings drive loyalty. Feelings drive decisions. You lead AI with intention and feeling. Technology becomes an amplifier of your purpose, not a replacement for it. As artificial intelligence increases, emotional intelligence must increase to lead it. That's how leaders align people and performance. Purpose isn't a slogan. It's not a side hustle. It's how you win on purpose.
Your purpose isn't a luxury. It's your greatest competitive advantage. Find yours at purposeofyou.com.
Welcome back to Purpose NIL. Today's theme is how purpose creates results. When personal purpose and team mission move in the same direction, results accelerate. Purpose is just not a personal inspiration. It's a performance strategy. In this next story, we explore what happens when purpose moves from theory into daily work, and how one professional discovered that living her purpose didn't require changing companies, it required changing how she showed up at the company she was working for.
My name is DuBose Ratchford. My purpose is to be a champion for people, and I work in business development and operations for a landscape wholesale company.
DuBose didn't enroll in Purpose of You because she was failing. She enrolled because she noticed transformation in someone else.
So I had a friend who did the masterclass, and I noticed when he and I were having conversations that his life had changed. It felt more strategic. It felt intentional in a way it hadn't been before. And I remember going, if this is what happened for him, okay, I think I want that. There's something about him that's different enough where I would want to spend the time to go, what could this do for me?
That's the power of lived purpose, not words on a wall, transformation you can see. And here's where that gets really powerful for business leaders. DuBose realized she had gifts, but they weren't fully aligned.
I had never slowed down to take time to go, this is what I do. This is why I do it. It felt like I wasn't able to give it my all. Maybe the best way to describe it is you kind of feel like you're swatting at something. But maybe if you're a baseball player, you have a baseball bat, but you're still swatting. No one taught you how to line up, look at the ball, and knock it out of the park.
How many high performers in your company are holding bats that no one has helped them align their swing?
It changed the next job I took. It changed how I talked to my boss. It changed how I talked to my colleagues. And for me, that transformed everything.
Now listen carefully, CEOs, because this is where culture meets performance. DuBose company is committed to being great, where culture will eat strategy for breakfast. She took this personally.
If I really take care of the people, if I coach the people, if I develop the people, people are talking before those numbers start showing what's actually going on. And if we will start paying attention to people, we'll start noticing trends in business. Instead of reacting to a number that was coming, I understood what was shifting and why. Everything in our business started to shift with that.
That's ROI on purpose. She didn't change spreadsheets. She changed conversations. And the result? Transparency increase, trust increase, adaptability increase. And then something critical happened. Her career trajectory flipped.
I sat down with my boss, and he looked at me one day and he said, I think that you shouldn't go back to field support. I think you should stay in the field. He said, I've seen you with people and I think you belong here. When I say it's changed my career trajectory, it literally flipped it on its head.
Why? Because her purpose aligned with the mission. And the company's mission is about serving customers and building strong teams in the field. And her purpose? To be a champion of people. That's alignment. That's retention. That's deployment of talent, where it actually multiplies in results. Purpose NIL is not just for athletes. It's name, image, and likeness, reputation. And DuBose NIL became clear.
If people know that they're safe to just be where they are, anything's possible. And as soon as it hits the light, we all get a chance to do something new and different. And it's changed absolutely everything about how I function.
She became known as a safe leader, a safe listener, a champion. Now, CEOs, here's the hard truth. Purpose clarity does two things.
There's two things. One is more opportunities open up, and one is more opportunities shut down. It has shut the door to a lot of friendships. It's helped protect my peace.
That's called pruning, and pruning increases growth. Retention is not about keeping everyone. It's about aligning the right people. And DuBose said something every executive should hear.
There are people that don't learn this until they're 75. Do you know how grateful I was to learn this with you at 33?
Imagine if your managers learned this when they were 30 years old, your sales team at 28, your emerging leaders at 22. What would that do to engagement, internal promotions, retention, revenue? DuBose is happier, more engaged, more decisive, more aligned, more effective. Not because she changed companies, because she aligned purpose with mission.
If you want to know how to have a new thought about you, and if you want to know how to give somebody a new thought about them, this is absolutely a tool that will make the difference.
If you're a CEO, a business leader, or an entrepreneur watching today, here's the question to consider. What would change inside your company if every leader, every team member clearly understood their purpose and how it aligned with the company's mission? Leaders just don't succeed. They lead with purpose. If you're ready to discover your life's purpose and to live the way you were designed to, I invite you to go to purposeofyou.com, where we have coaching and masterclass options custom tailored for you as a CEO, a celebrity, an entrepreneur, and a leader shaping tomorrow. Your purpose isn't a luxury. It's your greatest competitive advantage. Discover your purpose today at purposeofyou.com. Coming up next, we shift to the football field at the University of Oklahoma with tight end John Locke as he shares how he's using his purpose to serve his team, develop elite discipline, and build a personal brand that extends beyond college football, preparing for a future and a career in wealth management. John's story shows us that purpose isn't defined by age or title, it's defined by intention. Stay with us. Now, let's turn to our next story. You're about to meet a future business leader who's already learning how purpose shapes performance. University of Oklahoma football tight end John Locke, a student athlete, is building his NIL business while competing at the highest levels in college sports, using purpose to guide his discipline, his teamwork, and his long-term vision beyond the game of football. John, if you wouldn't mind, remind the audience of what we were able to identify as your core feelings.
We were able to identify that both, especially my mom and my dad, were able to give me my core feelings are love, grateful, invest, passion, secure, peace, and inspire.
What John is going to do, and we want to encourage our audience listening to do as well, is to write a personal purpose statement for your life. So John was able to identify the core feelings that he loves to feel from his greater good influences of his mother and his father. We're going to use those words of feelings, connect them to actions and the things that he likes to do, to who he wants to influence for a greater good. Purpose of You's formula is feelings plus actions plus people equal purpose. So John, now looking at those feelings that you were able to identify, which of those feelings can you live by playing football and how?
I can live passion, inspire, grateful, and invest for sure. With passion, football has to be played passionately. I play the game of football extremely passionately because I have that love for the game. Those two kind of tie together. Inspire goes both ways, for the desire for me to inspire others by the way I play, but then the fact that I'm also inspired by my family history of football. And invest, you have to invest in your team, you have to invest in your teammates, and you have to invest in the game by practicing.
That's great. And what I loved in what you were answering is you found ways to both connect those core feelings internally of what you get and externally at what you give. Now, here's the one question that I have for you. One of your core feelings is secure. Are you giving the sense of security or feelings of security for those that you are blocking for as a tight end?
I would say absolutely. I would sure hope that, the people that I'm blocking for would say the same thing. That's definitely a goal.
And I would imagine that when you are blocking for those individuals, they feel grateful.
I would agree. I would most definitely agree with that.
And when you are making that aggressive blocking as a tight end, you're investing in your teammate behind you to move the ball forward. Do you feel like they can sense that you're investing in their well-being as well as the team's?
100%. Absolutely.
And the other thing that I also noticed is you said that you want to be passionate about playing. Do your teammates feel that passion, which then makes them feel passion as well?
Oh, absolutely. And it goes all around. I mean, I feel the passion from my teammates, and it gives me the motivation to be passionate about football. And I think it just goes back and forth.
It does go back and forth. So here's really what we're trying to identify is you feel these feelings that you love to feel, and those around you, whether you recognize it or not, are feeling those same feelings from you too. This is where we feel engagement in life and in our work. And what we do end up doing is creating a flywheel of purpose, where we're just living our purpose, and it's just a natural energy that we love to feel, we love to give. Now, what gets really exciting about sports is you typically get to play competitions in front of fans. Do your fans feel those same feelings that you love to feel watching you play?
I would for sure hope so. I think it can definitely be tougher for some of those to come across, but in the way I play would exemplify showing passion and showing that I'm investing in my team.
That's the one great thing about all sports and even in business. The shared humanity of purpose between you, your teammates, and the fans all comes down to a shared passion to win. Winning is a feeling. And I could guess from talking with you, you love the feeling of winning.
No better feeling.
And you probably hate losing more.
Oh, man.
Which is a feeling.
Yeah.
What I think is great, and I think the more you think through it, is as you go to practices and as you play football, is understanding the feelings that you love to feel are the feelings that your players and teammates need to feel from you, especially the love, grateful, invest, passion, inspire, and secure. Secure really kind of got my attention because I know you're known as a tight end, being able to block and provide a way through where other players wouldn't be able to get through. And what's really powerful in this is you're learning to live those feelings internally as well as intentionally externally, both to help you on a daily basis and to be able to go give those feelings to others. And as we're building your NIL brand, those are the same feelings that you want to go give to customers. So let's talk a little bit about your commitment as in academics. You also are a finance major. And what do you want to get your master's degree in?
So the master's will be in finance, but technically my undergrad is economics.
What do you hope to do with that degree, and why did you choose it?
Well, I hope to go into the investment banking, wealth management world. I actually have an internship at the start of May with a group called Allen & Company in New York. They're a wealth management and investment firm. So that's the route that I'm hoping to go. I feel like that once I'm done with football, that's going to be the best way for me to do what I love and get that same feeling that I get in football.
Looking at those core feelings that you've already been able to identify, can you see how those feelings would work in a career in finance?
Absolutely. 100%. Being passionate about what I'm going to do and being able to invest myself into what I'm going to do are going to be crucial and are going to eventually lead to giving me those other feelings in the workplace.
What a powerful example from John Locke, a student athlete proving that purpose isn't just about performance on the field, but preparation for a life beyond it. You can follow John's journey and support his growing personal brand by connecting with him on social media at John Locke OC and explore NIL partnerships with John through Open Doors. John's story reminds us that when we put our purpose to work, great things happen. Coming up next, I'll share a closing thought on today's theme, results, a perspective designed to inspire you to help you live your purpose in a bigger way in the week ahead. You are in a competition for customers, for talent, for trust, and now in the age of AI, competition for clarity. The leaders who will win the next decade, they'll be the ones leading technology with purpose. When you give your purpose to others and leverage it with AI, you amplify it. You gain real advantage of winning customers and talent. At Purpose of You, we use words of feelings plus action plus people to equal purpose. AI does not have feelings. You do. That's your advantage. When you lead with feelings, you create real value. Feelings build trust. Feelings drive loyalty. Feelings drive decisions. You lead AI with intention and feeling. Technology becomes an amplifier of your purpose, not a replacement for it. As artificial intelligence increases, emotional intelligence must increase to lead it. That's how leaders align people and performance. Purpose isn't a slogan. It's not a side hustle. It's how you win on purpose.
Your purpose isn't a luxury. It's your greatest competitive advantage. Find yours at purposeofyou.com.
As we close today's episode, I want to speak directly to the CEOs, founders, and business leaders watching. If you're struggling with engagement, retention, or cultural alignment in your organization, I want to invite you to schedule a free purpose strategy call with me at purposeofyou.com. Together, we'll look at how aligning purpose from the C-suite to the front lines can transform your team and create results. Recently, I was speaking with a leading sales executive who shared one of his biggest challenges, keeping and retaining top performers. His HR team calculated that every time they lose a high-performing employee, it costs the company nearly 3 times that employee's annual salary to replace them. And I told him something important. That number is only the beginning. It's just the visible cost. I sent him my disengagement one-sheet calculation that helps CEOs do the real math, find the hidden expense of disengagement, loss of productivity, lower innovation, cultural drag, misalignment, all of the missed opportunities. But here's the good news. Disengagement is fixable. Research consistently shows that one of the leading indicators of disengagement is employees not feeling aligned with the company's purpose or mission. And for the fraction of the money that you're already losing, a clear purpose strategy can begin to reverse that trend. Often, measurable ROI appearing in weeks, not years. You can learn more about how purpose can help transform your business today at purposeofyou.com. Schedule a free strategy session with me today. Not long ago, I was speaking to a Vistage CEO group, and my message is simple. Purpose can help fix pain points. The high cost of disengagement, loss of productivity, cultural shift, many of the same lessons that we are talking about today. After my talk, a CEO approached me. He was energized. He tells me that the framework that I'm teaching from addresses many of the challenges outlined in The Fourth Turning is Here, a book by Neil Howe. I'm familiar with Neil's work from his earlier book, The Fourth Turning. Neil's research outlines that about every 80 to 100 years, society enters a fourth turning, a winter season, marked by disruptions, economic instability, social unrest, global uncertainty. The last fourth turning began with the 1929 stock market collapse carried through the Great Depression and ended in 1945 with the conclusion of World War II. What followed was a spring season of growth of the 1950s. And Neil documents something fascinating. Every fourth turning ends with a united sense of purpose amongst its victors. In 1945, that shared purpose was freedom. According to Neil's research, our current fourth turning began in 2008 with the real estate and banking collapse, and will extend into the mid-2030s. That means today, in 2026, we are living in a time of global unrest, economic volatility, and uncertainty. Freedom is debated, stability feels fragile, leaders feel pressure. And this is actually where purpose has power. Because while we cannot control global cycles, we can control how we lead within them. I've recently learned something about myself. In times of uncertainty, I don't retreat. I lean in. I choose intentionally to communicate hope, to help others, to make people happy. Every day, every breath, every moment, that is my purpose. And in living it, my deeper calling is this, to help you live your purpose. Here's the good news. Your purpose is your true north guide in chaos. It steadies your leadership. It clarifies decisions. It energizes teams. And when you give your purpose to people that you love, you give them direction in their storm. If you're a business leader, aligning your team's shared purpose to build your company's mission, that is where true transformational leadership lives. And that's where resilience is born. And that's where results begin. Thank you for allowing me to serve you in that work. And if you're ready to dive deeper and discover your life's purpose, go to purposeofyou.com. And I invite you to follow me on all social media platforms at James M. Rink. Thanks for watching this episode of Purpose NIL.